You're watching NBC, home of primetime NFL football on Sunday night with the best team and the biggest games.
Welcome to the ADT Security NBC Sports Update. Here's your host, Andrea Joyce.
Lowe's Motor Speedway just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, racing under the lights as the chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup continues with the Bank of America 500. And that means the feud between Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon continues. Little E is currently 6th in the chase. The number 24 car is 7th, but Gordon has had all sorts of struggles at this track the last couple of years. Just the opposite for Jimmy Johnson. He's won 5 of the last 7 races at Lowe's. He's trying to get back into the chase after a last lap spin with teammate Brian Vickers last week. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our New York studio. We'll get you down to NASCAR in just a moment. First, college football news, and it's bad news for Oklahoma and star running back Adrian Peterson. The junior Heisman hopeful suffered a broken collarbone late in today's game against Iowa State and is likely out for the season. The Sooners had the game well in hand when the injury took place. Peterson rushed for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was the first time that Peterson's father had a chance to watch his son in a college game. Elsewhere, top-ranked Ohio State routed Michigan State and East Lansing. Troy Smith threw for 2 touchdowns. Vanderbilt pulled off a stunner at Georgia, kicking a field goal in the final seconds to beat the 16th-ranked Bulldogs. And another big upset in Bloomington as Indiana knocked off number 15 Iowa. It's the highest-ranked team the Hoosiers have beaten since 1987. That's all from New York. Off to NASCAR we go. Enjoy the Bank of America 500.
This has been the ADT Security NBC Sports Update. ADT Security Services, the world leader in home and business security.
This is the Bank of America Countdown to Green as we get set to go racing.
Lowe's Motor Speedway just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, side of race number 5 in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. And that race is scheduled to begin at 7:20 Eastern Time. That's less than 18 minutes from right now. Take a look at the championship standings as we get ready for race number 5. The race at Talladega really tightened things up. The maximum point gain possible tonight, 156 points. Notice the starting position for Jeff Gordon, 41st. That's the worst starting spot of his Nextel Cup career. Here's Dave Burns.
2 years ago, this race started a string of 3 wins for Jimmy Johnson that brought him back into title contention. Jimmy, how do you make that happen again?
I hope it can happen. We just got to go out there and do our jobs. We've got a great race car once again here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, great track for us, and we just got to see what happens after 500 miles.
This weekend, a lot of drivers have been struggling with getting a grip on the racetrack, literally. How has your team done in terms of handling a different tire in a very smooth racetrack?
It's been good for us. We qualified well. We've been good in practice, so I think we've got a good handle on things. We'll all find out here shortly what we all have. I thought last night speed picked up quite a bit, and the cars got a little looser when the sun went down. At least the situation I was in. So we'll see if that plays a part in tonight's race or not. But I think this Lowe's 48 car is going to be in great shape.
Jimmy Johnson trying to race his way back in to contention in the chase. To Alan Bestwick.
With championship leader Jeff Burton. Jeff, a fairly new racing surface, a cool night, fast speeds. What should we look for as far as how that'll affect the race?
Well, I think what we saw last night was a tremendous amount of grip in the Busch cars, but when you lost grip, you lost it. And I think that's what we saw here in the spring, too. You've got to have a good handling car. You got to be right on the edge, but if you ever cross the edge, there's trouble.
Thank you, Jeff. Good luck tonight. Jeff Burton, championship leader. He starts 6th.
Want to welcome my special guest, Panthers wide receiver, Steve Smith. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right. Now, you're active in NASCAR, but you've never had a ride before, have you?
Oh, no, this is my first time.
Well, let me give you a crash course here at Lowe's, and hopefully we won't literally crash. Now, you don't like walls that much, correct?
Oh, I see you getting up there.
Woo! Hey, now listen, you hurt your hamstring, so your dancing days are over, right?
Nah, I had a great practice today. Sunday, I'll be moving pretty good.
You had a teammate, John Johnson. He wrote a book. If I remember correctly, it was titled, "Give Me the Damn Ball."
That's key.
I can sympathize with you because I got a teammate that just wrote a book. You don't like this at all, do you?
I like it. Just not by the wall.
You got to use the wall sometimes.
Oh!
One of our big boys, Marty. He is a fantasy football nut, and you were his very first pick. Can you drop some balls or something this weekend? Because he's a pain in the neck.
I think I'll be able to help him out this week.
Hey, Steve, good luck this weekend. We'll pull it for you.
Oh, thanks. I'll be watching too Saturday. Another satisfied customer.
Is on the backstretch. They will get the green when they come around this time. Go online to NBCSports.com and check out the entire pit map. It's in the NASCAR section at NBCSports.com. This track's been a little tricky, BP. Has a tendency to surprise you.
Well, I tell you what, I could not believe the NASCAR Busch Series last night. So many guys, great race car drivers. Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, Casey Mears.
Matt Kenseth
just losing control by themselves.
We'll see what happens. Round 5 of the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. Scott Ridge bringing them to the green flag. The Bank of America 500 is underway. Bonus points for chaser Casey Kane.
Oh, trouble! Already one lap into it. Denny Hamlin goes around. Jamie McMurray goes around.
Almost identical to the Busch race last night. Denny Hamlin is in it.
Denny Hamlin, yep. They're gonna.
Jeff Gordon.
I think Jeff just stopped. I'm not sure he got in it. There's a lot of those guys just quit, when they were wrecking there. So Gordon looks pretty clean. Denny Hamlin's in big trouble. He's got a lot of damage to that car, and BP, this isn't one of those places you can just do a patch job and get around this racetrack fast. I mean, it's a body. You got to have the body right on this car.
I saw Robbie Gordon in the 7 car. There we see Robbie Gordon come down and make contact. He gets loose, and somehow I think behind him they started checking up, and Denny got ran in the back of, I'm sure.
Well, what happened? The 4 car. Todd Bodine got loose in front of Robbie Gordon. I think Robbie Gordon had to check up.
Denny Hamlin got turned
by the 49 car of Mike Bliss, whom Bliss goes head on in the wall.
The field is
Jeff Gordon did stop.
The field being brought down pit road. The pits are closed. Here's Denny Hamlin.
Not much you can do when you get run over in a situation like that.
He's still getting run over.
Into him. Yeah.
On board with Kurt Busch.
Everything's cool. Check up, check up. They're wrecking all over the place. Everything's cool behind you. Got 1 high, 2 low. Just slide back up. Just hold on right there. Don't back up high. Just easy. You see him right there?
Real good job on the spotter right there.
That was a great job, wasn't it?
Good job.
We saw so many of those drivers. We saw Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Biffle, all those guys stop before they got to the wreck.
Very fortunate for some of those guys at the tail end of the field. First caution of the night, 5 bonus points for Casey Kane. He did lead that first lap.
Boy, there was a lot of loose race cars on that first lap.
That's the problem. The tire that and we'll talk about this all night long, the hard tire. And the right side is extremely hard. They soften up the left side a little bit. But, man, when those things are cold, they really are a handful.
Let's check in with Marty Snyder.
And Denny Hamlin has pulled the 11 FedEx car into the garage here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. You can see the experience of the Joe Gibbs Racing team. Obviously have championships with Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. They already have a frame straightener back here. They had a complete crash cart ready to go in case this would have happened. They obviously did not expect it on lap 1, however. A lot of damage to the right rear of the car, also to the left front of the car. They're going to try to get those two things fixed and get them out as quickly as they can. I doubt Denny even drops the window net. He has yet to do that so far, but a lot of repairs to make on the 11 car, but it looks fairly repairable at this point, guys.
Thanks, Marty. So it took a lap before trouble unfolded here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Denny Hamlin, one of the men in the chase for the championship, taking a big hit. Still under caution here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. We got one lap in, then a bunch of trouble. Marty?
Yeah, Denny Hamlin back here in the garage area. Came in 5th in the championship standings, 51 points out, and we'll get a word with him, Denny. That was kind of early, wasn't it? What happened?
It looked like 7. He got loose or something off of turn 4, and you know, we checked up, and somebody else didn't, and it's a chain reaction. I mean, you know, I kind of put myself back there qualifying that bad, so it's part of it, I guess. I mean, we're gonna just keep on fighting.
You had an initial assessment of the damage. What was your take?
It's not as bad as I thought, actually, as many times I got hit. So, yeah, I was trying to be cautious, and you know, cautious isn't always the best way to get through a wreck. But you know, it's unfortunate, but we haven't had a lot of incidents like that all year long. So we'll take our lumps and go on.
Yeah, at least you've had a fairly mistake-free chase up until the last 2 weeks. Any comfort in that?
Well, you know, it's bad that we, you know, we're having these problems in the chase. We're fortunate that we did make the chase, but, you know, we want to capitalize and run more well. So, you know, I hate it for these FedEx guys. I hate giving them any extra work that they don't need to do. But, you know, we're going to get back in this deal and do the best we can.
Had problems last week at Talladega and in the garage early tonight. And Mike Ford, real quick, told the guys, I think we can get this repaired fairly quickly. And everybody from Joe Gibbs Racing is down here trying to get this 11 car back out on the racetrack.
Thanks, Marty. There you see the drivers involved in the crash. The only chaser involved is Denny Hamlin. Denny has only one DNF this season. That was an accident at Martinsville. And as Marty talked about, had trouble last week at Talladega, finished 21st, his worst finish in the last 21 races. Still under caution here in the Bank of America 500 at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Track in turns 1 and 2.
What in the world?
What were they thinking?
They got about 3 trucks still out on the racetrack.
And some guys haven't seen it yet. They wave the green with safety vehicles. You see them there, still on the track, on the apron between turns 1 and 2.
And in a situation like that, I have seen some huge crashes because of that. And never now, what in the world is going on? They kept saying they were going to throw the green flag, and then we saw
we saw these trucks on the racetrack. We're like, this is going to get exciting.
Thank goodness everyone slowed down, backed off, whatever it took to avoid collisions.
So we're back under caution. Never really went green, although a lot of guys tried, because that's what the flag was. Let's get an update from Dave.
In the unusual category, Bill, I'm just checking the other end of pit road. The lights are on again on the turn 4 side of pit road. They were off at the beginning of that sequence. Jeff Gordon was one of the cars that pitted under that first caution. They want to make sure that he didn't flat spot the tires. Remember, he was way back in the line, and he rode through some debris. Wanted to just make sure everything was okay on those tires, so they changed 4 and topped him off with fuel in the dark. Alan.
Carl Edwards has been on pit road. He got a piece of that first wreck, some damage to the nose of the car. They have worked over the front fenders a little bit. They are also very careful to check the grill opening to make sure there's air to get to the radiator and keep that machine cool. He is all the way near the back of the line.
Alan, I'll tell you, the front end on that 99 car looks awfully good. I don't see any damage at all.
Yeah, they did a little cosmetic work to fix it up, BP. They got away pretty luckily.
Now here's the restart a moment ago. There's the field coming up to speed. And then you see the yellow flag come out right away.
But the caution lights never went to green.
I was going to say, I saw a red and it looked like a red and yellow light right to the left of the flag stand that was still blinking.
I tell you what, safety that safety truck back in the back sitting there, he would have thought something had gone by about 180 miles an hour, wouldn't he?
When he looked in his mirror, he was in for a big surprise. Got a guy going around right now.
Oh, nice winner.
Back into you. Be ready here.
Dave Blaney won last night. An early victim tonight. And just to keep you straight on the scoring, this is only the second caution period because NASCAR says they never went back to green earlier. Don't look at me like that, Dollenbach. I'm just telling you what I'm told.
I bet you the flaggers got something to say about that.
I saw the green flag in the air. I'm just telling you what I'm told.
And there we see Blaney, the 22 car, going around, and I didn't see any cars around him. And I tell you what, that blow to the left front was not good. It's a lot of damage to that left front.
Martin Truex Jr., the lucky dog.
That left rear doesn't look too good either.
No, it doesn't.
Big win for Blaney last night, though.
Well, it was huge last night, but the thrill of victory has gone to the agony of defeat quickly.
This sport will do that to you real quick.
So they work on the 22 of Blaney. Riggs is the leader. Then it's Casey Kane, Casey Mears, Elliott Sadler, and Kevin Harvick. Jeff Burton, Clint Boyer, Mark Martin, Reed Sorensen, and Jimmy Johnson, the top 10. Jeff Gordon currently scored in the 21st position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 15th, Kyle Busch 13th, Matt Kenseth 12th. The light has just changed. Pit road will be open this time.
Well, 17 laps, you would think, yeah, here they come. Marty, coming to you.
Elliott Sadler said he's just getting killed getting into the corner, guys. And I would say most of these teams will take fuel only or 2 tires at best. It's going to be fuel only for the 19 team. A track bar and wedge adjustment trying to loosen them up. Dave?
Even though the 42 of Casey Mears, the rear end was edgy, they are going to take fuel only, no tire change. Matt?
Fuel only for Casey Kane to make a small track bar adjustment. The car is still too free. AB.
Fuel only for the leaders, Scott Riggs. A very quick stop, cleanly in and out.
Let's take a look at the Nextel race off of pit road. Nextel celebrating speed, teamwork, and getting things done instantly. And part of the trouble with that is if you come in and just get fuel, you're still going to be coming out of your pit stall when some guys are going to be coming in, and that's exactly what happened to Elliott Sadler.
Got damage on that car right there. 41 car, Reed Sorensen.
Sorensen has some, and the 19 hit the 88. Jarrett was headed for his stall. The car, he got that damage because he was the one that hit the 88 of Jarrett.
Right, and they did a good job fixing that car. Actually, they may even made it a little bit better, BP.
Might have. Very top of the screen, you'll see the 88 car trying to make it in the pits, and there's that red car that hits him in the left rear, and not a lot of damage to the 88 car, but
yeah, you'll see Reed here on the left. They're already in their pit. Now they're ready. They're pulling out, and he gets clocked right in the left rear.
You're good. Come on forward. Come forward. We're okay. No damage.
I'll tell you one thing. Those inspectors are brave men just to walk out on pit road like that. You know that?
And women. Around in turn 4. Heavy impact. He's headed back to the garage, but he made a stop along the way.
Yeah, he got a litlittle bit of help from the 41 car, Reed Sorensen. He definitely got into Dale Jarrett's left rear quarter panel. Not a whole lot you can do when that happens, BP, when you get hit going in the corner.
Michael Waltrip on board with him looking back, and we see the 41 car just make slight contact and around.
Stand behind you, stand behind.
And listen. Oh, don't you hate that noise?
Pit road is open. The field head down to Marty.
Elliott Sadler running 6 says, man, this car just will not turn at all. I have no front grip, extremely tight for Sadler. It's going to be fuel only once again, and it's going to be around in the right rear wedge, trying to loosen that car up again. Dave?
Championship leader Jeff Burton gives up 10th position again, fuel only, and they will send him back off pit road. Matt?
Fuel only for Casey Kane. They also cleaned the grill as the 29 of Harvick held up just a split second by the 96 of Rains. Alan?
Scott Briggs has already come and gone. Just fuel only on the 10 car. He wanted an adjustment, but they said, well, we won't have time.
It is hectic down there, isn't it?
Especially when they're just taking fuel only and they've only run a few laps, Bill, and it really puts these crew chiefs under a lot of pressure tonight, trying to keep up with the changing track conditions.
So we'll sort out the running order. Dale Jarrett did make a stop in the 41 pit stall, but then continued on his way back to the garage.
No doubt, yeah. For the second time, ran into me on pit road the first time, so apparently my car had the bullseye on it tonight instead of his. But I don't know where he was going. We were having a nice little race back there, you know, trying to work around, and you'll have to ask him what happened, why he wanted to run into me. But I hate it. These guys have worked hard for this UPS team and haven't had a lot of good things, and the car wasn't bad. We got it tightened up where I could race there, and just unfortunate.
And then, unfortunately, your car quit working right at his pit stall, too.
Right at his pit stall, imagine that. Yeah, wouldn't go any further there for a minute, but I was really just going to keep him from pitting at the time that he needed to pit, probably, and didn't have any. I'm not going to do anything there to him. But he and I will have a little talk here one day.
All right, that seems like something Wally would do, park in someone's pit so they can't pit.
I like that move.
He's writing that down.
Well, Schrader!
Oh, man. We got hit just now.
I thought he was going to miss him. I said, man, Schrader's going to do a great job going to the outside. And guess what? That car showed up at the same spot he was immediately.
Fourth caution flag of the race, just 47 laps in. There's Cleaver.
Yeah, it's tough when you're watching a wreck happen, you're slowing down for a wreck, and then you get in the wreck.
And Kyle Petty has some damage in that crash.
First look.
Cleaver just gets a little bit loose. Biffle was right on his bumper. Took a little bit of air off it. Schrader wasn't sure which way he wanted to go, and he picked the wrong way.
Then did he get Michael?
Yes, Michael Walter goes up in the outside retaining wall. Trying to figure out how Kyle Petty got it. Saw him go by with smoking.
I think Schrader was going down to the bottom, and he thought the 6 car was going to keep going down to the bottom.
Oh, I see. Kyle Petty ran in the 06 car after Schrader hit it. On board with Schrader. Which way do I go? Left, left.
Oh, and man. Pit road is open, and here they come again, Dave.
They're going to take 2 tires on Jeff Burton's car this time, so they say. We'll see how it pans out. And Jeff still not happy with the handling of this car, and they will see what happens when they put on 2. See how that changes things. Matt?
The night of Casey Kane making a slight track bar adjustment to back up the adjustment they previously made fuel only for the 9 and the 29 of Kevin Harvey. AB.
Another set of fuel only stops on this end. The leader, Scott Riggs, just topped off the tank. Marty?
Alan, that is 2 wrecks. Mark Martin has narrowly missed tonight. He came to pit road this time like a lot of other guys. Took 2 tires. He said the car was too tight. Half round of wedge in the right rear. Bill?
Thanks, Marty. Boy, Jeff Gordon has used the last 2 sets of pit stops to really pick up some ground on the field. And they had the hood up on the 17 of Matt Kenseth's car, one of the drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup.
He obviously has damage to the nose of the car. Well, looks like they're just adjusting on the car.
Yeah, it looks like they're dropping the valence.
Yeah.
We'll get an update on the 17. There's the race off of pit road. Riggs beating his teammate.
So that's good. Todd, your one reaction when you saw the replay was it happens fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, I had the 66 on the outside of me there, and Greg tucked up behind me, and you know, this tire's, you know, the racing here's been really good, but it's just when they go, man, they go quick and in a big hurry, and just lost it there. Unfortunately, I got Kenny in the wreck here with me, but thought we were gonna be okay for a little while. We just put some tires on and be able to go on, but oh well.
And poor old Schrader, you thought you had that cleared a couple times, didn't you?
No, and he didn't get me in that wreck. I drove into it. He did everything textbook right. I mean, he stayed in the middle of the racetrack. I just had a gut feeling it was going to come back across the bottom, and I was going to shoot the gap at the top, and it was still there when I got there.
Yeah, and that's not good, Schrader. Both these guys are okay, though. Dave?
So Matt Kenseth back on pit road, and Wally, they topped off the fuel, then they topped off again. My guess is they can't make it from here to the end of the race. But it's a real strategy move. Now that Matt is back in the pack, having fixed that right front, they still need to lead a lap and get 5 bonus points. They're hoping at some point they could be off sequence, stay out a little longer, and lead a lap.
Hey, Dave.
William.
Just go ask Robbie if they can make it from here and see what happens.
He might say, yeah, we're 5.
Matt Kenseth, one of the 10 drivers in the chase for the championship, currently scored 35th, 2 laps down.
And these guys, BP, you know, they've had some good runs, and it just seems like they get in a position where that pressure is on, if it is loose wheels.
Talking about Riggsy.
Riggs, the 10 car.
He runs third. You saw Earnhardt Jr. go by him a couple of laps ago.
And if the lug nuts are loose, he can't run that long because he's going to ruin the stud, so that to have a problem. Alan, what's he saying now?
Scott came on the radio last lap by in turn 3 and said, something's wrong, guys, something's wrong. Rodney Childers came back and said, 10-4, just let us know what you need to do. Nothing further from Scott in that last lap around. They're still up on the wall and watching.
Well, like BP says, it's not going to get any better. One thing, once these cars develop a vibration, that means something's going to fall off. We got trouble in 4.
Car around.
Crash in 4, coming to the up.
Michael Waltrip.
Maybe Scott Riggs is going to get the break that you need to win a race.
Yep.
Right rear tire's flat on Michael's car. That might be what caused this spin. Of course, the right front's flat as well.
Straight to the garage. 5th caution of the night. Brian Vickers is the lucky dog.
Got sideways, came up through the track, hit the right front against the wall.
It's all by himself, BP.
Sure was.
On board the 55. Here it comes.
And these are those sounds you don't like. I don't like.
3,900 at the line.
You know what?
3,900.
It almost looked like he was trying to get into pit lane.
Well, the guy was saying 3,900, so that might be exactly what he was doing.
He got down off the racetrack onto the apron. He was going too fast when he hit the apron and turned the car sideways.
So Michael sits back in the garage.
We heard the spotter say 3,900 like that's the pit road speed, 45 miles per hour pit road speed. These guys do it with a tachometer.
Well, he was off the throttle. When he got down on the apron, he was off the gas, where he should have been back on the gas if he was making a lap. So it looked like he was coming into pit lane.
Pit road will be open this time. 7 chasers run in the top 14 positions. Kyle Busch is back in 28th. Matt Kenseth 34th. Denny Hamlin 39th. And Hamlin 41 laps down after being involved in a crash at the end of the first lap of the race.
Biggest problem Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, has, he's 2 laps down, not 1.
Exactly right. Points leader is headed for Dave.
And this run, Jeff Burton said his car was even harder to turn than on the last run. So what they will do is change 2 right side tires. A wrench will go in the window to raise the track bar. That should help that car turn better, Matt.
And the Dodge boys pull 2 tear-offs off the windshield for Casey Kane and also go up again on the track bar. The car way too tight in 1 and 3. Alan?
Center of the screen, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Should be a 2-tire change here, and he's away, Marty.
Mark Martin's car was tight, Alan, and to even the tires out a little bit, they put 3 rounds in the right rear because they only took on 2 tires, also up 2 rounds on the track bar. All that means Mark's car is extremely, extremely tight.
Mark without a win this season, but a 4-time winner here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Crew Cam, BP.
Rich Macco, Syracuse, New York. That right rear comes off back on. We're going to do the left. Oh, yeah. Attaboy, Rich. 5 times. Let's see if he finds time. 5. That's it. Beautiful stuff.
Crash. There's Kurt Busch in the 2.
That Sorensen nailed that inside wall extremely hard. See a little bit of, I thought it was some left.
Anything?
On board with Kurt. 6th caution of the race. Brian Newman will be the lucky dog.
Well, let's see if we can see what happened here. And just Kurt Busch just broke loose all by himself. Reed Sorensen, the 41, just dove, looks like he dove down and tried to avoid it.
I wonder if someone got in the back of the 41 car maybe and turned him like that, because it's just, let's see if we can see. We'll see the 2 car lighten up the tires as he loses control, but we'll not be able to see anything in that smoke.
I don't know, BP.
Hard to say.
Doesn't look like anybody got into him.
On board with Kurt Busch.
It's right here where you're getting after the throttle hard. And you can just see there's just no grip. I mean, he's in the gas. He's coming off the corner like he's supposed to be doing. And the thing just swaps sideways.
Pit stops, Dave.
Fuel only for Jeff Gordon to stay on pace with that, and he's gone.
Matt. And Tank Probus topping off the 9 of Casey Kane. Whoa, almost trouble there between the 29 of Harvick and the 9 of Kane. Harvick had to wait for Kane to leave. They're going to just top him off of fuel as well. AB?
And a little 4.4 second splash and dash for Dale Earnhardt Jr. cleanly out.
And that was pretty tight getting off of pit road between the 8th, the 24, and the 48 down there, among others. Working our 6th caution of the race. Here's the race off of pit road. Earnhardt Jr. beats Gordon, and there's the 48. You're watching the Bank of America 500 live on NBC. Hurry off the pace. Marty?
Hey guys, Elliott just came on the radio. He's still talking to the team real quickly. It's an engine problem. He said motor. That's all he said. And he said something is wrong with the engine, and they're going to obviously pop the hood, see what's going on with the 19 car. Obviously, they were pretty quick tonight. Stayed in the top 10 for a while. Fought a tight race car, but it's an engine problem, and most likely they're going to the garage.
And so that immediately makes you think about what other 2 cars
exactly
there.
Right. Yep. The 9 and the 10.
Exactly right. Those 3 all from Evernham Motorsports.
The fact that we've had 2 engine problems in a little over a couple hundred miles, I saw some smoke out of that 10 car.
It's actually been doing that all night long, BP. I saw that way early in the race, too. Off the right rear.
Yeah.
There's car owner Ray Evernham.
But the fact we've had Biffle and now Elliott Sadler having engine problems just a couple hundred miles in the race makes me concerned for everyone out there, not just Evernham cars.
Part of that, the speed here, BP?
It's speed, and they're on the throttle so much and so hard.
RPMs?
RPMs. That's what kills engines, is RPM.
That car, they're way up underneath there.
Yeah, they're trying their best to figure out what's going on with this car.
Can't quite see what they're working on there.
The fellow's back was Joe Pietri. He's the battle for the lead.
Reigns had it.
Still does.
And kept it. They ran up on some slower cars in traffic. That's Casey Kane in the 9 going down inside.
Tell you what, Tony's, well, he does move back to the 2nd position, but here comes Jimmy Johnson, that 48 car.
Don't forget, Tony only took 2 tires.
And don't you know, every one of these drivers and crew chiefs were delighted to see that 9 take 4 tires, which allowed them the opportunity once again to change 4 tires.
Right.
They continued to work on the 12 car on pit road. Casey Kane is the race leader. Let's check with Marty.
And Bill, a little while ago, Elliott Sadler was running 2nd, and then what happened, Elliott?
Looked like we might have broke a valve in the motor. It's just a shame. Last month, man, we've been really running good. Just nothing to show for. But the Dodge dealers, UAW Dodge Charger was fast tonight. I just hopefully the bad luck was in my car, and the 9 and the 10 will be good for the rest of the night.
Are you worried about their engine packages? You told me the 9 is exactly like yours.
The 9 has the exact same engine I have in it, so hopefully his will last all 334 laps. He doesn't need any more bad luck in the chase right now. They're running good, leading laps, so hopefully he can gain on the guys again tonight.
And it was a broken valve for Elliott Sadler now, and is that a 2nd Roush car with an engine problem?
Looks like the 20s.
Yeah, Marty, he's headed back toward you in the garage.
Yeah.
The caution's on. Engine problem for Jamie McMurray.
And the Panhard bar, rear Panhard bar has broken on the 38 car, looks like, after he got in the wall, maybe.
Yeah, that could be the result of
contact.
the wreck.
So the caution is out. We are 7th of the night.
Right behind Jimmy Johnson. Oh, he starts that wall, got loose and comes down, and guess what? The inside wall is going to get him.
Oh. Almost looked like he got down on the apron, and that's what got him out of shape.
You know what? Pieces are flying off that car already. Is that just a piece of...
It might have been some plastic from the...
It's laying on the track itself.
Yeah.
A lot of damage to that ride.
The 66 of Jeff Green is the lucky dog. Matt Kenseth raced his way back. Got a lap back, but he's still 1 lap down. Kyle Busch raced his way back onto the lead lap. He's in the 17th spot.
Okay, hadn't been long since they pitted, but with a small fuel cell, only 14 gallons, my guess is they'll have to come back in and get some fuel.
5 of the last 7 races here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, and has been impressive in all of them.
If anybody else is, I mean, I can't think of anybody that dominated at a track like that for a while.
How about the race leader, Alan?
Well, you know, Bill, Jimmy has talked about a couple of times in his team thinking of this racetrack as our house. And as it relates to the championship and those struggles in some of these first 4 races, the problems that he's had, like the last lap wreck at Talladega last weekend, Jimmy said, you know, if we run as well here as we normally do, if we run as well as we have the last 4 races, we can take a big chunk out of that point deficit and get right back in this thing. If he can keep this up for the next 100 and change laps, he's got a chance to take out.
For Casey Kane, not getting quite the fuel mileage that some other teams are getting tonight. The Dodge boys up on the wall. Now, Casey said the car had been tight most of that run in the previous. Want to make a little more significant change this time. Watch to see the right rear tire changer push in a spring rubber. Also, air pressure change. Tank Probus gets it full of fuel. He's away 7.8 seconds.
Trying to get it running, pushing it down pit range, trying to fire that thing, trying to jump start it. It will not fire.
A lot of congestion on pit road. Kevin Harvick at the 29, speeding on entry the last time by. You see his teammates pushing. We've got a crash.
Ooh, hard. Mark Martin hard in the wall. Robbie Gordon involved. Yaley involved.
Oh, man.
Mark Martin, right now, second in the championship standings.
He expected this last week, not this week.
Right. Thought this would be perhaps his night.
It looked like he was going to have a terrific finish tonight, but...
And I'll tell you what, that saved Jeff Burton. I mean, he may have went a lap down, but he could have went 2 laps down.
They got him off of pit road finally.
Pat Trousten's upset with J.J. Yaley, I guess. That's pretty slick to acknowledge the crowd.
Thanking the fans. Let's go back and take a look.
Well, it looks like Yaley decided to come down into pit lane and didn't let everybody behind him know. And I mean, took out 2 good race cars. I mean, I don't know if he ran out of gas and decided that he needed to get down pit lane right then, but even if you're running out of gas, you gotta watch what's coming in your mirror. I mean, Mark went in the wall about the worst angle you can hit.
That was an unbelievably hard blow by that 6 car.
Your spotter's got to be helping you there too, doesn't he?
Yeah, your spotter's got to be helping, but look how fast Mark is going. All of a sudden, something happens with Yaley, and he decides he's going to go down a pit lane. You can't do that. You can't just decide I'm going to come down a pit lane when you got guys running behind you 170 miles per hour. You got to pay attention to what's around you.
Mark was 8th at Talladega, 3rd at Kansas City. But we'll have a very poor finish here tonight at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Under caution in the Bank of America 500, Earnhardt Jr. is the leader.
If there's a way to up the excitement, we'll find it.
Awesome.
NASCAR fans, thanks for having us.
Pit road has just been opened. Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming in. Tremendous break. He was pitting the lap. The crash happened a moment ago involving Mark Martin, Robbie Gordon, and J.J. Yaley. His spotter, Steve Meal, very alertly called him, told him to stay on the racetrack. Jr., one of only a couple of cars left on the lead lap as the yellow flag came out before everyone had cycled through the pit stops under green.
So what does that mean now? Does Junior and, say, Casey Kane have the entire field lapped? Is that what's going on?
They'll be in front of them. Right. All those cars will be on the tail end of the lead lap in front of them.
That made those pit stops.
And you know what happens then, don't you?
Chaos.
Yes.
We have more yellows.
Yeah.
Okay, let's follow the story. Brought out the caution. Dave Burns is with J.J. Yaley.
And J.J. Was making a run for pit road there. Was that a sudden decision, J.J., or had you guys been planning that?
No, it was planned coming down the back straightaway. The 6 jumped out there and almost got me to the fence, and just like I got in front of him, I started waving off. Got into 1, got into 3 there, checked up again, waved off again, and just got the middle. I pushed up about a half a car. It wasn't exactly on the bottom, and Mark shot underneath me, and just as I saw him, he hit me in the left front, and it's a tough deal. Took out a bunch of good cars. You know, we had a pretty good race car right there. We just got real tight, but you know, I waved off, and I just thought he was going to go on the outside of me.
Hey, guys, sounds like J.J. tried to do everything you're supposed to do.
Yeah, well, sometimes the problem with these cars, though, Dave, even though you're waving, that doesn't mean anything these days because there's so much in these cars. You can't see in the race car. I mean, you know, you can try to stick your hand out the window. That's the best thing you can do, but it's hard to wave somebody off.
And being a nighttime race makes it even worse as far as visibility, Dave.
And guys, I was going to ask you, Wally, I mean, hand out the window, what else can be done? Is there anything else that we need to do to make sure drivers can see other drivers who are going to make moves across the track like that?
White gloves. On a night race, like BP said, the best thing you can do is wear white gloves, and that helps the drivers to see. If you have a dark pair of gloves on, it's almost impossible to see.
Casey Kane on pit road, Matt.
Casey Kane, white gloves, also telling his team to pull a tear off the windshield. One of those cars still in the lead lap. They decided to pit. Wasn't sure if he ran through debris. Also going to make a chassis adjustment to try to tweak this number 9 even more.
Service complete. Kane heads off of pit road.
All right. Now that puts now 10 cars on the lead lap. 11 cars because who's the lucky dog? It's like 25.
It could be. We'll wait until we get it officially. And BP, as usual, all over it. Brian Vickers is the lucky dog.
So 11 cars now on the lead lap instead of 4 that we had before the caution.
So Gordon, Johnson, Labonte, Kyle Busch, Jeff Burton, who raced so hard to get back on the lead lap, gets to come around. There you see the debris. Tony Raines. So it's Casey Kane leading, then Carl Edwards, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Joe Nemechek, Jeff Gordon is 5th. Johnson, Labonte, Kyle Busch, Jeff Burton, Tony Raines is 10th. Gonna stop here. And now everybody's going to have to make one more stop after this if we stay green. And that would be a big if.
Some of these cars probably can run 40, 42 laps, about all they can make with this 14-gallon fuel cell.
But it seems like the window's gotten small.
It does, because
as the race has gone along.
Here's what's happening. It is so cool tonight that the engine tuners today put more fuel.
One more time.
Put more fuel to these cars to make up for the cool weather.
Right. And it is cool.
Yes. And Weber, if you were out there, you might even say cold.
Only when it gets below 70, BP.
I know we could ask Matt Yoakum. He would tell us if it's cool or cold.
BP?
Yes.
It is cold.
Okay, I just thought so.
Well, the guys going over the wall have the task in front of them right now. You cannot make mistakes on the pit stop, and you cannot speed. And we have seen both of those tonight on numerous occasions. Pit road is open. The field on pit road, Dave.
They talked about it. They agreed. 4 tires. Jeff said, I like it. That means the last pit stop, they will probably not take any. Matt.
The top of your screen, Casey Kane in the 9. They're going to put tires on. No adjustments. They didn't really feel like the track. Oh, a close call. Kane almost contact with a 96 of Tony Raines. Another close call on pit road again, AB.
Carl Edwards going to have to make a wide turn around Kyle Busch to get out of his pit box. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will get out ahead of Carl Edwards on the pit stop.
BP, there's only 11 guys on pit lane, and they're still trying to crash each other.
Come on, guys. We got to get you spread out a little bit so we don't have this.
Gordon, Johnson, the rest of the guys off of pit road. Watch this. Casey Kane trying to go around Tony Raines. Trouble everywhere tonight. Started last night. This is coming to the finish. Matt Kenseth goes around, and Dave Blaney races on for his first win in the NASCAR Busch Series, and Kevin Harvick.
That's finally over with.
Clinched the championship with 4 races to go.
Speaking of Kevin Harvick, he putts off of pit road as we see the cars lined up for a restart.
Blaney, Michael Waltrip got second. It was a wild night here last night, and there you see the championship standings.
It was close.
What, 4 races to go?
Yep.
In the NASCAR Busch Series.
Buddy terminal.
Caution has just come out here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. A problem on the 24 car.
Blue. Guys in here. Guys clearing the car.
Of Jeff Gordon, one of the championship chasers.
Not meant to be this year.
This is just a moment ago.
Yeah, you can see he slowed down right away, and that's big.
That was big, wasn't it?
See, slowing down right before he got to the start-finish line. And
I know it's terminal.
That looked ugly, Dave.
The pipe, so.
3 words, blew up, guys.
Well, Dave, at least he did it in front of the crew, so they knew. He didn't have to tell them. They knew all about it.
No, they did, absolutely. And that's a big shame for him, because we were just talking about the fact that he hasn't finished the last 3 Lowe's races here at Lowe's, and still a championship contender. Came in only 140-some points out, was in 7th position, and still had a shot. This is going to hurt.
Yep, yeah. Came in 147 back, and now is 128. Sorry, Wally.
No, just because that's what we talked about earlier. I mean, this is one of those races that it's going to be tough to climb yourself out of that hole when you're in that 7th, 8th, 9th spot, and you have trouble tonight with only 5 races left in the chase.
Because there's so many guys in front of you, too.
Yeah, that you have to leapfrog over to get to the front.
Well, everybody can make it from here. Pit road will be open. So this might be the last chance you have to make your car as good as it can be. And you have to do it without making a mistake. Kane leads the leaders to pit road, and Carl Edwards almost ran into the back of Earnhardt. Dave.
And the guys that took 4 tires last time now feel like they have the option. Do I take no tires? Do I take 2? Jeff Burton's crew is saying they are going to take 2 tires, try to give him some extra grip for this last run. Matt?
Fuel only for Casey Kane. Look for a half round up in the track bar. Keeping a close eye on 96. No issues there to AB.
Dale Jr. told his crew, get me out first. I might be able to do something here. Right side tires only. He gets out ahead of Carl Edwards. Jimmy Johnson was going to take fuel only, though.
Beats him.
Johnson beats Kane. There's Jeff Gordon back in the garage. Out of the race. But is he out of the chase? Currently 9th, 162 points back with just 5 races to go. To race so hard to get into the chase. Won the race at California. Made the chase at Richmond.
He and Johnson have had some terrible luck in the first 4 races, but both of them trying to turn it around tonight.
We got to give a lot of credit to that Jeff Burton. You know, one bad finish down at Talladega last week where he had a flat tire. He was running, I think, 5th when he had the flat tire, finished 27th. But he has been just so consistent each and every week. How about Johnson, Alan?
He just got word from his crew chief, Chad Canaz, on the radio, who suggested they're running second. It doesn't look like they're catching the leader. Maybe throttle back a little bit and ensure their second place finish. Make sure nothing goes wrong in these final laps, trying to push it hard to catch the leader when they're not really making up any ground. Dave?
You know, Jeff, a lot of people gave up on Jeff Burton 2 years ago, including 6-year-old Robbie Richardson from Oxford, North Carolina. Sold all his 99 gear at the family yard sale at greatly reduced prices. Went over to the junior camp. Well, since Jeff got in the chase this year, a lot of his friends, now that he's 8 years old, have been giving him a hard time. And believe me, that's happening in the NASCAR world. Jeff Burton is back in a big way, and he's brought Richard Childress back in the chase.
Been a very impressive run for Burton and all of Richard Childress Racing this year. Casey Kane, 26 years old. One of the bright stars in the sport, drives for Ray Evernham. Really, a couple of weeks ago, rode himself out of the chase. But tonight he's trying to race his way right back into it. White flag, last lap at Charlotte. Ray Evernham watches.
You know, a week or two, they probably thought, nah, you know, we're out of this thing.
Yep.
And now they're going to look at those points after tonight and go, you know what? We still have a shot.
And we're pretty good on those mile-and-a-half tracks like Atlanta and Texas.
Got a few of them coming up.
Yep.
And Homestead.
Yep. Casey Kane looking for win number 6 and trying to improve his status in the chase for the championship. Casey Kane sweeps at Charlotte.
How about that Bobby Labonte, 5th spot.
Tony Raines,
7th. Attaboy, Tony.
Good run for Nemechek, too. Those guys have needed something to turn their gear around.
And Brian Vickers comes back after the Talladega experience, gets himself a top 10.
Jimmy Johnson drives up, says, I tried, but I couldn't catch you.
Here's Matt Yoakum.
And Ray, high-five the team members. Their 6th win of the season, Casey's 4th night race. The way the chase started, this is huge for you and this team.
Yeah, these guys, you know, they never give up. You know, they had a good run at Talladega last week, and now to come back and sweep. They worked real hard on that car. You know, that's not the special car. That's the car Casey said was good and kept getting wrecked. But I'd like to thank Dodge and Mopar and UAW, everybody that's helped us out. It's a shame the other guys had some trouble tonight, but Casey's giving that motor a good workout to them donuts, too.
He's burning down that steam. You've got some good mile-and-a-half track still left.
Yeah, you know, the Charger, is, when you find its sweet spot, it's pretty fast. So hopefully we keep doing that. And I said he's running up them good Mopar motor parts right now.
Unofficially, Casey Kane, 8th in the championship standings, 160 points behind Jeff Burton, but only 115 out of 2nd.
That's pretty neat. Driving around the racetrack, getting knowledge of the fans.
I don't think many people thought Casey Kane would have 6 wins in 2006.
More than anyone else in Nextel Cup racing.
Yep. There you see the unofficial championship standings.
And Mark goes from 10 back to 102 back.
Dave?
Jeff Burton hangs on to the points lead. You had a car you didn't really trust earlier, twitchy. You trusted your crew when they said they got the lug nuts tight.
Yeah, I mean, they, you know, this is a really good pit crew, and whenever they think they have one loose, they tell me. And we, fortunately, we went through the experience on Thursday of putting a bunch of tires on and had a few that shook. And if it wasn't for that, I would have pitted. But we did a good job tonight. I'm pretty disgusted with myself. Cost us a chance to win this race. I started leaving the pits, and we just had to fight back from that all night. But everybody on the Senior Chevrolet did a great job. Real proud of everybody. Just a little frustrated with myself right now.
Were you working with the transmission, trying to save it when that happened?
I had trouble leaving the pits, and the only way to get out was to just give it a lot of RPMs, and doing that just seemed like it was really hard on the rear gear, and I just got nervous about breaking it, and just didn't do a good job.
But you still lead the chase.
Well, I mean, that's a great thing, surely. Still, you know, we're halfway through, and we did a nice job recovering tonight, and you know, if we can keep doing those things, and good stuff will happen. But it's a lot of racing left to go, and a lot of good teams.
Jeff Burton finishes third tonight. Matt?
Nice rebound at his house. Jimmy Johnson, your 8th straight top 3 finish here. Describe tonight, because it was unique with the smaller fuel cells.
It was real hard to get racing and really to see, have a chance to see what cars had what. It was all about short runs, and our car was really good on the long run, just not so good on the short run. But we got down a lap, came back from that, got back in the middle of it. I had a great night, very proud of this whole Lowe's team, and thankful for all the Lowe's employee owners and all the support they give us. Just came up a little short, but a day that we really needed to get some points back. And like you said, I'm only 146 out. I only made up 10 points, but
10 points is 10 points.
It is 10 points, and I know some other guys had some troubles, and we're going the right direction finally. We finished the race where we ran all day long, which was very important.
Jimmy Johnson, second here at Lowe's. Marty?
Well, let's see. Matt Kenseth had a fender rub, a vibration. Never could get the caution when you needed it. You still finished 14th, though, and you're still second in the championship standings.
Yeah, we just got lucky. You know, a lot of people had trouble. That's the only reason. You know, we'd be kidding ourselves thinking we win a championship operating like we did tonight. So we got some work to do. Hopefully we get it rolling again. We just had problems with the car right from the get-go, and we had problems really all night, everything we did. So we just got to go back to work on it, but I want to thank Carhartt for their support tonight, and DeWalt their support for all the years. Nolan Archibald, the CEO, was here tonight, and we didn't do very good for him.
Well, I know you're a little concerned about the mile-and-a-half program because it hasn't been well lately, but you guys really performed well in that first half of the season, though.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. You know, we ran good enough to probably run 10th tonight if you know, we didn't have any problems, but you know, it's not good enough to run for a championship. All the guys in chase were in the top 4 tonight, and Gordon was running up there before he blew up. So we got to do a lot better than this. You know, we got to go back and work hard at Homestead this week and figure out what we're missing and try to do better.
Matt Kenseth finishes 14th. Bill?
Thank you, Marty. Casey Kane won in Atlanta, won at Texas, won at Michigan, won at California, and has won both races at Lowe's this year. He's in victory lane with Alan Bestwick.
And he is getting himself refreshed and getting ready to climb out of the car and start celebrating his 6th win of the season. Congratulations, Casey. You made it look kind of easy out there as much time as you spent out front. How was it from where you sat?
We just had a great car. This Mopar Dodge dealers, your AW Dodge Charger was unbelievable all night. Kenny Francis, this whole team did a great job. I got to thank the transmission, the rear end guys. I slammed it into second one time coming on pit road, and I thought I had to have broke something. So they built a great piece. The engine was awesome, the body. Everybody at Evernham Motorsports has done a great job, and it's hard to win a race that Ray Evernham hasn't won as a car owner or a crew chief, and I think we got one tonight.
There you go. You did something that hasn't been done before. A couple of things. You had a couple close calls on pit road. There were a couple situations in the race where cautions came out in the middle of pit stops and that kind of thing. Any concerns at some point that this good car might go to waste?
Well, this car's been good 2 other times and went to waste at some point, so not really. I mean, we had some close calls. Kenny did a good job calling me in and out. It's so tough getting 2 and no tires, and these guys just did a great job. It's an awesome team. I'd like to thank Allstate Insurance, Siemens, Stanley Tools, McDonald's, Bosch, Freightliner. A lot of people are a big part of Evernham Motorsports, and we definitely thank all those people.
A real quick championship thought. Second last week, the win this week. You are 160 points out right now with 5 to go.
We're making ground. You know, we lost a lot early at the start. Things happen. We're making ground now. We're down to 160. We've cut it, you know, maybe just about in half, but it's good. I mean, we're doing everything we can. We want a top 5. We want to do everything we can, win some more races, and we'll see what happens. But I think we definitely have the team behind me to do it.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.